Stupid.
The Star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Seven the pan. That dude Biz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin, flying around the field, starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. So hot to death, oh yes, these are the sports podcasts live as a pros course. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyze it with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the force ever. No longer got any use for the four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season if people start five. We going in on three, run the baseline, start five. We got what you need. If the sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three, run the baseline, start five. We got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign, I'm the illest cat spit. I got what you need.
All right. Welcome to another edition of the Starting Five podcast. And we're here, and I'm the listener. And I guess this week again, I'm trying to narrate this, being in charge of the show. But I'm gonna just go clockwise around with the introduction. So Jamal, it's on you, brother.
What's up, y'all? Glad to be back on the show on this Sunday. What's up, Lisper? What's up, Dan? What's up, O? I guess TJ's still on vacation, but big up to TJ as well. I'm glad to get back into the swing of things, and I'll be back more regularly now. Now that the summer traveling season is over, and just happy to be here and to chop up some topics today.
All right. What's good, fellas? Shout out the listeners. You know, another Sunday. You know, we gonna get into some things today. No, not into some a lot of topics, not my favorite topics, but you know, it's I got my other three brothers here, man. So you know, I'm just feeling where I can and shit, man. Shout out to TJ, man. I hope you had a great vacation, man. Look forward to seeing you back next week. But yeah, man, look forward to a good show.
What up, everybody? You know who I am already. You know what this is. Newest episode. We back as always. Hit the sponsors. 10% off your order using the code STARTING5 at W. And most importantly, 20% off using the code STARTING5 at our brothers Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. Summer's over soon. Kids gotta go back to school unless you in one of them states where them kids is already back in school. But the weather's been good enough to still barbecue with some Hooks Rug. You know, if you got the money for it, as long as your accounts ain't frozen, get another barbecue in before it's all over. Get some Hooks Rug to make sure that happens. Each and every week, I keep saying we did Hooks Rug. I gotta order some because it's been a while. I gotta redo the re-up some of the seasoning with the Hooks Rub seasoning. I gotta try some of the other shit like the fresh catch and stuff like that. But anyway, we got enough catching up to do as is. And Tyrone, you're up. What you got for us? What you want to kick this off with?
First of all, I'm very disappointed in you thinking that I was incompetent. I didn't forget about the sponsors. I was going to let you do your introduction, then I was going to roll into my introduction, roll into the sponsors and everything, and you just, you know, that's why you're the host then. That's why you're kind of like.
Started, but
That's why you're the guy.
started
Right?
the intro. You started the introduction, and you said we were going around, so I figured I was batting cleanup.
I'm just
That
see
was
what you
it.
said. You gotta clean up. You gotta clean up my shit.
No. Come on now. You
No, it's
know
all
the
right. It's
fourth
all good.
batter is the cleanup hitter. You big dummy. Come on.
Oh,
Let's go.
it's all good. I just wanted to do my woman's sports report. Much didn't happen in sports except for this thing that I'm involved in. So, there were still conversations about the face of the WNBA. So I went and I put up a little short video about how Aja Wilson is the best player and how Paige Beckers and Kelsey Plum are the faces of the league right now as far as basketball, because every time I turn on anything, I see Kelsey Plum playing ball. I see Paige Becker stories, and I said Angel Reese is also one of the faces of the league because she's got a very big social media presence. It's not much for playing basketball, but it still puts eyes on the product. And I guess Paige Beckers, I'm gonna say this. I don't have evidence of it, but I'm gonna say this: Paige Beckers must follow your boy, and she must have saw the video. And Kelsey Plum must have saw it too, because that same night after I posted that video, Paige dropped 44 points, 80% from the floor. And then what did Kelsey Plum do in that same exact game? Told Paige to hold her beer while she hit the buzzer beater that caused Detroit to lose. So it was a combination platter of me, Paige Beckers, and Kelsey Plum that made that game pop the other night. And I'm taking full credit. And what else happened in sports? Oh, the CEO,
You had a
the
wet dream. That's what
CEO,
he is. This nigga
the
had a wet dream.
CEO
That's what
money.
he did.
Yeah, I did it. I'm taking credit for that. It was because of me that they went out and balled out. They was trying to make your boy proud, and I appreciate it. The CEO, Mercedes Money Monet, captured another wrestling belt, and that brings her total to 9 now. And I'm enjoying it. People are hating on it, but I'm loving it. I'm like, some of these wrestling federations I haven't even heard of. So for her to capture a belt there, making me taking eyes to the sport, taking eyes to the other federations, I enjoy that a lot. I think that's excellent work by her. And
Park the break right there. Park the break right there. Put the break right there. Because what you just said, this is to Lance Storm, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, who was just like, who he felt the way. He talked about it on a fan perspective type of vibe. And like, what is this doing? This is bringing down other. No. This 9 belt now, soon to be Ultimo Dragon 10 belts, possibly. This is helping the business. This is what is bringing eyes to these other smaller companies to give them some props, but also to help bring them some fucking money. We said it, business. We use the word business. This is doing great business for these companies because now when you bring in big star from AEW who's holding your championship, meanwhile you're also trying to build somebody to be your star and eventually take that championship from that person. This is all just, again, it's collateral building. I'm not even gonna say collateral damage. This is collateral building of, you got a woman who is showing your belts on on American national television. You know what I'm saying? Who international pay-per-views, like what's going on right now, Forbidden Door. This is all positive. It's up to the companies to then capitalize off of this shit. But to have one of the biggest names, possibly the women's wrestler of the year, I think almost it's undebatable because of the amount of championships she racked up. And then story purposes, once she starts to lose them in the downfall, that story is just going to be freaking amazing also. In watching the downfall of all this. But shouts out to her getting another belt, Tyrone, because again, this helps the other companies in professional wrestling. It's not like what the WWE is doing and buying up everybody just to bring them into their space, cut rosters, and once again try to monopolize professional wrestling. This ain't the
Then I
same
thought
thing. This is helping the business.
we don't got to throw that little WWE dig in every time we talk about wrestling. Every time we talk about wrestling, you got to put a WWE dig in there every time. Just leave them alone, man.
Yeah, because them they fucking suck. They fucking suck right now, and they've sucked for the past few years. And especially if you, I put it like this: if you a black person and you still complaining that the black talent ain't getting this and ain't getting that, and you're still watching them when there are black wrestling companies that you can go actively watch. Shouts out to Ashe. Like, what are you doing? WWE hasn't cared about fucking wrestling ever since Michael Cole told y'all they are not a wrestling company. They are more of an entertainment company that is building a TV product. But y'all keep calling it fucking wrestling. So yeah, I'm gonna keep taking shots until they become a wrestling company again. But they don't give a fuck about y'all, and they don't give a fuck about none of you fans. They just want to keep taking your money. And go ahead, fine. Let them take your fucking money. Not me anymore. Peacock's been canceled for the past like 3 weeks. Now it was easy because Peacock also raised the prices. So this was like, you know what? Perfect excuse to cut you. Because I only had you to watch them. But once you keep showing me week in and week out, you don't give a fuck about your true hardcore fan no more. You don't. You're only trying to gain the new fan and gain the new fan with the big wallet while you're giving me mediocre wrestling. You're giving me go through the motions. I can tell you what's going to happen in every match before it happens type shit. You're not wrestling no more. To me, you're not wrestling. But if you enjoy it for the entertainment purposes only, cool. Cool. But I'm going to keep digging. Fuck them.
Two more sports
But that
things.
wasn't the point. Shouts out to Monet.
Two more things. Layla Ali did what I respect her for doing, what I wanted her to do, and she gracefully declined. So we don't have to talk about it or worry about Layla Ali versus Claressa Shields, which is, I think, the right thing to do. And Maria Sharapova was inducted into the Tennis Hall of Fame, and Serena did her induction. And I thought that was very classy of Serena because I always thought that their rivalry was a little bit more than sports. I didn't think she really cared for Maria Sharapova too much. So for her to go up there and be classy enough to say, hey, that was my greatest rival, and I'm the person to put in the Hall of Fame, that's another good look for another black person, especially a black woman. And so I just want to congratulate Serena on her class. And I do want to still congratulate Maria Sharapova on entering the Tennis Hall of Fame. And that's all I got for the women's sports stories this week.
But that part right there, though, Jamal, wasn't Maria Sharapova? She like they were trying to make her the great white hype, right? Against Serena. But
They
Serena
were.
kept
She
whooping
got that. Yeah, she got the she's a gorgeous woman, and so you know how they do, and they pushed her. They tried to make her. I don't even. If we keep it in the book, can you really call her a rival? I'm saying, and that's why I said I was classy with Serena, because I mean she may have gotten Serena a couple of times, but Serena just took her to the woodshed for the most part. But they tried to push that narrative for a while. I remember, the Williams sisters never got the benefit of the doubt, but again, props to Serena. Serena has been nothing but class, so I would expect nothing less from the two of them.
Nothing
I think Maria was probably the closest thing when Serena was on her run. There was nobody, there was nobody. It was her then the pack.
It was her than dudes.
I think Sharapova was probably the closest.
Serena, two things. That's why I said that I thought it was a high level of class for Serena to induct her, because they were using that. They were making that black-white tension, and they were disrespecting the shit out of Serena at that time. So I know that she had some kind of she couldn't help but have some kind of inner feeling towards Maria about it. It wasn't Maria's fault though, but you know how that goes. And so I was just like, when they said Serena was inducting her, I was like, oh shit. But Serena was classy with it. But I ain't gonna say Serena always been classy, because I remember one time she told the ump she was gonna shove that tennis ball down her fucking throat.
Well,
sometimes you gotta show your ass
them
sometimes. You gotta show your ass.
Yeah, and them tennis umpires, sometimes they need that shit. Because
Yeah,
they definitely sit up high and act like they're one above all. And be getting it dead wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck Glass in that moment. I'm not mad at that.
Serena's biggest rival, though, in my opinion, was her sister.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
She grew up with Venus. She played with Venus. They practiced together. They did everything together. They probably had thousands of tennis matches against each other that we ain't never seen. And Venus was whooping ass too, you know, doing Serena's run a little bit. So if I had to pick her greatest rival, I'd probably say it was her sister.
Venus was the first out the box, and she went through a lot more struggles against certain opponents than Serena did. Like once Serena really kicked into gear, it was, you know, it was just like, okay, this is her championship. Who's coming in second place? And Serena left the world. Serena consistently left the world feeling like it was like a holy shit moment, shocker, when she did lose, until she started to get late into her career, when it was just like, all right, this is inevitable. You know, like the losing was inevitable. But early Serena, Venus wasn't even that close. I would say greatest competitor. I would agree, greatest competitor, because you grew up in the same household with this person. You know what I'm saying? I would give you that on that aspect. But yeah, I mean, on the court itself, I don't know. It probably still is Maria Sharapova.
It is. And Sharapova could play. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to discount.
Yeah.
You know, skill. She can play some tennis. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, you know, Ty, class of Serena, like you said, man.
And shout out to Venus too. I didn't mention this a few weeks ago, but she actually won. She won a match in a major at 41 or something. So that was a shout out to her. She wasn't gonna win it, but she got in it, and she actually did win a round, like win one match out of that. And so I forgot we ain't never mentioned that. So shout out to Venus for doing that too.
Mm-hmm. Is she in the U.S. Open? I didn't check.
I don't know. It starts this week, though, right?
Yeah.
Or it started.
Yeah.
It starts this week.
I believe it started already. The qualifying rounds was last week, so I think it started already. I think it started.
Sorry for you in the bad traffic to come. Oh, even though the Bell parking lot is always terrible traffic.
Yeah. That's Grand Central though, so I'm lucky for me. I'm on the other side of Queens. But
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Grand Central, Van Wyck, all the worst roadways. Are they ever gonna finish fixing the fucking Van Wyck?
No, the Van Wyck is. I moved to Queens in '86, and the Van Wyck has been in construction that whole time. So
it's like the Verrazano, man. There's people eating off it. The Verrazano never gonna be done. They've been working on the Verrazano since '78.
Damn.
Well, I learned that I've somebody that used to work for me who actually studied those things, studied like I forgot I guess architecture and shit like that. Mm-hmm. They said that, you know, suspension bridges do consistently need work, and that is a suspension bridge. But motherfucker, I have to travel over that bitch every day. Well, almost every day. And yo, I am getting tired of the fucking lane closures, especially when they close the upper level, coming back to Staten Island at night. They close the upper level and leave the lower level open.
Yes, sir.
Yo, the worst traffic jams ever. But when it's the other way, they close the lower level and keep the upper level open. For some reason, people remember how to drive and everything flows smoothly. It makes no fucking sense.
It's
the same mergers. Right?
Same amount of
Yes,
lanes, right?
and it's same amount of lanes, same fucking mergers. It just flows. You know what I think possibly too? Maybe it has to do with the HOV lane on the top lane, on the top part, but I don't know, man. But fuck all these damn road traffic. I mean, Tyrone, I know you go. I know there's certain parts of Philly that is forever construction. Also,
You know,
definitely South Jersey.
Girard Avenue in Philly has been under
Yeah.
construction since I was a kid. And so, yeah, there's a lot of places that's under construction. But you know what? I used to complain, but now that I do power driving and I'm part of the infrastructure like bridges and overpasses and highways and stuff like that. Now that I'm doing the heavy highway stuff, don't complain because you'd be surprised what you're driving on. Because a lot of those overpasses and a lot of those bridges, when we go down to the bottom, to the abutments, it ain't nothing there sometimes. Like there's no bottoms, there's no foundations in there. You'd be surprised what people are actually driving on.
So do me a favor. Just I don't need to know no more. I'm good.
What?
I'm good. I don't even like bridges as it is, bro. And Ty, I don't know if you've ever been in the Verrazano. Dan can attest this. That motherfucker sways.
Yeah.
The Verrazano fucking
feel it,
sways.
though. You don't really feel it though.
You
But
see it.
that wind,
Bro. Yeah.
that wind, the wind that cuts across. Now, again, as a person who's driven trucks over it and having to stay in the right lane, that does get the heart pumping at an extra BPM if you ain't used to it, especially when it's windy as fuck.
Yeah.
I can understand. But that's why I get on that bitch 60, 70, fly across, slow down to go through the toll booth, and then, but yeah, but not like, because I don't even understand why we talking about this, but that's cool. But you know what, to what you said, Tyrone, it makes sense for why y'all Brooklyn cats, the promenade, and why that fucking track, that construction is supposed to take forever also. Because like you said, there just might not be anything in that bitch.
Yeah, man.
You know, did you actually, before you move on though, did you work on, like, remember, what was that, 5 or 6 years ago when Philly had that roadway collapse?
Oh, 95 called
working
fire.
on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely worked on that. I worked on that for a whole year prior to that situation happening. And that's the point that I'm making, is that we didn't even do that whole area. We did that whole area and we closed down lanes and sections of that. But that spot was supposed to be demo, and they said, they put it off, and then all it took was one truck fire to let us know that it wasn't right. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. We that whole project is years worth of work over there that they knew that we had to do. And like I said, that was one of those overpasses where you got under the bottom of it and started digging around and was like, oh.
Here's the funky shit. To tell you, which kills me. Like I said, they've been working on the Verrazano since ’78. That shit collapsed, and y'all niggas had that shit up in like 3 hours. I'm exaggerating, but that shit came up quick, bro.
The reason why it came up quick is because, like I said, the company, we've been working on that area for a whole year. So it wasn't no molding, it wasn't no getting cranes ready, getting materials ready. Everything was already set up. So there was no infrastructure.
Right. The materials was already there and all of that, right?
So there was no infrastructure, there was no red tape to go through, there was no paperwork or nothing. It was just like, we already here, put that shit back up. Now, if that had happened and we weren't previously there, that would have been down for about 18 months. So since they was already there.
Y'all worked like a Chinese construction company. Get a fucking 20-story building up in 3 days.
They built a man-made island with an airport on it and like 50 miles of highway in it's like 18 months, man. I was like, damn, they built a whole turnpike, bro.
And it's still standing.
That's right.
That's the trippy part about seeing that shit. But America, union work. As a union employee, I can't complain, but I also know union work is called stretch that bitch out. Stretch that bitch out.
Man, I mean, you got kids, you got babies that got paid through college.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? On a
Yeah,
Van
whole
Wyck,
careers
like,
based
good
on
lord.
that Verrazano. Motherfuckers had whole 24-year careers with pensions based off the Verrazano.
Fixing one cable.
No, but
Fixing one
here's
cable.
here's the funny thing about it though, and this is extremely funny because when you go into doing the construction, you go into actually doing the work. There's OSHA requirements. There's welding standards. There's inspection standards. There's the engineer standard and what the engineer says has done. So in actuality, we don't even do it right. We're union guys and we don't even do it 100% by standard because we don't have time to do it 100% by standard. So when they say, yeah, union guys are stretching the jobs out, it's because union guys are trained. We know more of the standards and we know more of how to do it properly. And doing it properly takes 5-10 times as long as getting it done. Because there's a lot of things that you can get done real quick, but it'd be wrong as shit. So yeah, when you have union, it does take longer. But even we get to the point where we like, yo, man, we only got 2 more days to do this. Let's skip step 23. You know what I mean? Ain't gonna hurt nobody. You know what I mean? But that's why the union work actually takes longer because we know more of the standards and we at least do try to like get as close to 100% standard as we can.
Damn, yeah, I don't know, but the Van Wyck in New York and that monstrosity of whatever's going on with Kennedy Airport right now, fam.
Yo, Kennedy Airport is
I'm
bananas.
never going back to that shit again. I'm just gonna stick with. I'll roll the dice with Newark and their lack of air traffic controllers.
and the one guy on air traffic control.
Fam, I'll do that, or I'll just go back to Philly, man.
Plus the other thing is like the heavy highway, the airports, all that stuff is government funded, right? So contractors love government funding jobs. They don't never want to leave them because the money's all good. The money's always good on a government funded job. They say if you say, hey, the budget's $5 million, government, you got that $5 million. So they don't never want to leave those jobs. You know what I'm saying? Because that's guaranteed money. Whereas a private contractor, like what Trump did in AC, might say, hey, I don't got no more money, so fuck it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, it's Newark over JFK all day over here, yo.
Yeah, man.
That Bell parking lot, especially when you get off the plane and you just want to get home.
Yeah,
the traffic difference for me from Staten Island is night and day difference from driving from fucking JFK. I will pay sometimes each flights should be like $50 more, whatever, couple dollars more just to fly out of Newark over I will go out of Newark all day, every day. Instead of JFK.
I just flew out of there back in April to the UK because going to JFK over Newark saved me like $180 a ticket. Going to JFK over Philly saved me like $300 a ticket. At this point in time, if I could redo that shit, I'm just gonna pay the money because the headache just to go through what we went through at JFK, man, and to get there. Nah.
Yo, I consider myself an expert when it comes to JFK as far as getting around, man. But since they've been doing this construction, yeah, it's so easy to get lost.
Oh.
It's major construction.
Because the signage is trash too, man. Yeah. And who would have thought there's going to be a day we would be live on the earth and LaGuardia is a better airport than JFK?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever went to LaGuardia. Maybe once in life.
Yeah, man. See, the crazy thing is about LaGuardia, man. If you find yourself in the back of the plane, and you landed in LaGuardia, man,
yeah, man. Make sure you're close to the exit, and you got to clear the path to exit because you may have to bail out.
It look like you're going right in that water, boy.
You got flop, end up in Rikers. But anyway, we went way off the rails, Tyrone. Bring us back in track.
Now I know that we are fellas who don't care to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, but the NFL season is vastly approaching, and Micah Parsons is still not signed yet, and he's threatening to start missing games. He's threatening to start being a real holdout, and they're talking about Adam Schefter was talking about them getting divorced and possibly Micah Parsons being traded, and I think that's outrageous, but that's where we're at right now, and I don't know if Micah Parsons is going to be on that field when the season starts.
And I hope he's not. Stand on your words. Stand 10 toes down on this shit. Not because y'all are playing the Philadelphia Eagles first game.
Oh,
But
of course not.
More because it's like, nah, like everybody know Jerry got the money. And maybe Jerry Jones is at the point now where even he's getting sick of his bad decision making. But this is bad decision making and not paying this dude and keeping the generational talent around like him. Now, like the homie said on TikTok, shout out to Game Point, he was trying to put this up to them getting rid of him. They should pull off a Herschel Walker like trade. That's never happening again. Unless you are like the bottom basement NFL team, you are not mortgaging your entire freaking lifetime for Micah Parsons.
Yeah. For one, Jerry Jones said, I mean, he came out and said that the contract he offered Micah Parsons was, you know, the biggest contract from a non-quarterback. So that's one. For two, like you said, man, we all remember, you know, well, we don't remember Herschel Walker on Minnesota Vikings, but we damn sure remember the Dallas Cowboys and all those picks they got from the Minnesota Vikings, and the dynasty that came after.
I do remember Herschel as a Viking, but yeah, what did it do for the Vikings?
Exactly.
Right.
Oh no, but here's the thing: the Vikings didn't get hosed; they just got outsmarted because they didn't exactly trade for those picks. They gave Dallas 5 players, and what Jerry Jones said is, "I'm gonna give y'all Herschel Walker, who's our best player, for these 5 guys that y'all want to get rid of, but if these 5 guys are no good to my team and I have to cut them, then I want 5 draft picks." Now, the Minnesota Vikings thought that at least one of those guys was going to be decent enough to stay on the Cowboys. Oh, what happened? Oh, the Vikings thought that at least one of these guys was going to be good enough to stay on the Cowboys. And they didn't imagine that Jerry Jones was going to be smart enough to cut those guys right away. So Jerry got those guys and cut them like 2 days later, cut all 5 of them and called Minnesota back like we gonna get them picks, bro. And
that's what happens. Like when you get names, when you get you're getting traded names of people that it's like, yo, who's that? Like nigga, automatically go in knowing you're cut. You are not putting this far on. You're gonna come into the office. You're gonna take the picture. And then hand it back and be like, nice working with you. Just give me the check and I'll walk out the other door that way.
Well, Minnesota was thinking, like, these are 5 dudes that are still professional football players. They weren't practice squad guys. They were actually on a professional football team. So Minnesota in their head was saying, Jerry's at least going to try these guys out. At least they're going to make a practice squad. At least they're going to probably play some preseason games. Like, we're going to see. He's going to see what these guys got. They never expected 5 guys to get cut. Like, you know what I mean? So
what did Dave Chappelle say? Gotcha, bitch.
Did they mention that trade in that whack ass documentary you watched?
It was. Would you say whack?
That's
why I don't like Eagles fans, because they're obnoxious, and I don't like Giants fans neither, because I don't like the Cowboys, but I can still appreciate good reporting, and that documentary was excellent. And I watched it as a sports fan and not as a Commanders fan, and that's why I said I'm almost a Cowboys fan today. Once the season started, it's out. But after I watched that documentary, I got a little bit of appreciation for Dallas Cowboys. I'm just saying.
It's a documentary, so now I'm gonna go try to find it to watch it because like I love documentaries. I love documentaries. It don't matter if I like you or not. You know what I'm saying? Like I be watching fucking YouTube documentaries on like fucking world dictators and stuff like that all the time. Like I don't like the person, but I want to learn something. So yeah, I'm not mad at nobody mad at you for watching it, but yeah, them
But on
whack ass Cowboys though.
on the flip side of things, Jerry Jones said, and this is my understanding of how he feels. He said Michael Parsons was a 25-year-old young man, and Jerry Jones said he talked to him face to face personally, him to Michael Parsons. He looked that man in the eye, and he offered him a deal that would have at the time made him the highest paid player that wasn't a quarterback. And he said Michael looked at him and said, "Okay, I'm gonna take that deal." And then I think TJ Watt or a couple of other dudes got paid, and Micah saw what they was getting. And then Jerry said he got a call from the agent after that, and he said he don't even know the man. And he said he thought that he had a deal with Micah because they talked about it. And now he's saying that Micah is kind of like went back on his word and fucked him over. So if that's the story, there is some kind of like, I don't know. I feel like that's the same thing too. If you're 25 and you shake my hand on the deal, that's the deal, man. And that's how I kind of feel like Jerry was slighted.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Though?
Jerry Jones don't do a fucking thing without his lawyer signing off on it or his financial advisors. And he got a 25-year-old kid or whatever it is to say, okay, showed a bunch of money. And Jerry Jones is trying to set the table for how much he should be made. It's about what Michael Parsons feels he's worth and how much he's made. And he did it without his agent's representation. Jerry, that's all it was. Plantation Jerry always trying some shit, man. He always trying to work some shit to about we had a deal. You have a deal? Does his agent sign off on it? Come on, Jerry don't sign. There's not a brick that gets laid or cement that gets stirred on any project Jerry Jones make without his people signing off on it. Why he tried to get that kid separated from his agent? He knew better. They always get out of here, Jerry. Jerry's kid, Jess, that's fucked up. Jerry's sons should push
That's
him.
the bar right
doing.
there. That's the bars right there. you know you're from a certain era. You know you're from a certain era. That's all that was.
They need to sit their father down. But the Yankees didn't turn into nothing until they pushed the kids pushed Steinbrenner out. And they need to do that. They need to do that with Jerry Jones.
Well, I didn't know this either until I watched the documentary. Jerry's kids were like, I think 20 to 18. I think the oldest was 20 or 21. The youngest was 18. And Jerry bought the Cowboys and just called them and just told them, forget everything y'all doing. We own the Cowboys now, and y'all need to come and work for me with the Cowboys. And they all were like, we didn't know nothing about football. We didn't know nothing about running a football team or nothing. And Jerry just said, don't worry about it. Just come on. We Cowboys now. And they went. And I was just like, that was wild to me. But what happens? What happens? Is Jerry going to pull another Dak Prescott and sign him a couple of hours before the first game starts? Or where do we see this going?
I don't know.
Because
he's gonna have to. I mean, he just doesn't. Isn't that what he does with all his stars at this point? Did he do that with Ezekiel Elliott too?
He's gonna have to. He said he called the agent and offered him a new deal, and the agent told him to shove it up his ass. So I guess that wasn't hitting the right numbers. Jerry said he told me to shove the deal up my ass. So I don't know if they're gonna ever reach the number. But Emmett talked all that shit, and he didn't get his number. He got more than he was getting, but he didn't get the number that he went in talking about. So
man, this is what Jerry does, man. So
but this is my thing with these players that talk all that shit, man. A lot of them, Emmett only missed 2 game checks before he was like, let's get this done. Now, mind you, the Cowboys was losing, so it kind of worked both ways. Jerry was desperate for Emmett, and Emmett was missing them game checks. But if Micah Parsons willing to miss them game checks and Dallas goes like 3-0 the first 3 games of the season, is Micah going to fuck himself? You know what I mean? Because then it's going to be, hey, we don't even need this dude.
Yeah, man.
We know they're not going to be better without Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
He's under contract for 1 more year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you sit out of here and go somewhere else.
You can miss a year worth of NFL game checks at 25.
But yeah, who knows, man? Yeah.
I mean, you know, he's eating Wild Goose beefsteaks today. You think he's gonna be eating some Burger King tomorrow?
Damn.
Not ramen, goddamn. That's too low.
Some spam.
Yeah, man. Oh Lord. So I don't know, man. It's just, you know, it's probably time for them to party. It may get salty enough where they just think they can't even work this out, man.
Send them to the AFC. I don't care.
Send him to Cincinnati.
Mm.
The Bengals definitely, if Michael Parsons goes up for grabs, them Bengals is definitely going to be looking at him. They're going to sign Henderson right away, and then they're going to try to get a trade deal for Parsons because that's what they need over there is defense for sure.
Yeah, man. You know the Eagles going to make a hard run at him, so.
Oh, my God. At this point now, haven't we learned our lesson? Haven't we learned our lesson about giving players to the Eagles? I think after what Saquon Barkley has done, I don't think that the Cowboys are going to want to give anybody to the Philadelphia Eagles, okay?
Oh,
that's
man.
not going to
I think you're underestimating the stubbornness and stupidity of one plantation Jerry Jones.
Can't be that.
Gotta give him. All Jerry got to do is make the Giants mistake and let him walk.
Yeah.
I don't think he can walk,
At least we'll stop talking about Shane.
Look.
I don't think he can walk, Dan, because for him to walk, he's got to miss a whole year worth of NFL paychecks, or he's got to fake it out and play and act like he ain't walking. And I don't know. Both of those sound bad. You know what I mean? So him walking might not be the case. Because how you going? If you Michael Parsons and you got to play, and you decide I'm gonna play this year and I'm gonna leave next year, but you're playing. This is the tape on you for your money for next year for whatever team you go to, but you're kind of playing for a team you don't want to be on. You're playing unmotivated. I don't care what you say. That's going to affect what he does on that field. And his new tape, the what have you done for me lately tape on him might not get him the money that he asked for somewhere else neither if he don't, produce this year. So he would have to help the Cowboys win, even though he hates them, just to make sure he gets his money. That's a hard spot, man, for a 25-year-old. That's like going home and talking to your therapist type shit.
Yeah, well, it's going to come down to how much he trusts his agent, man. Really. Because at this point, it's between Jerry and the agent. Ain't nothing to do with Micah.
He's not in a rookie contract no more, right?
Yeah, this is the last year.
This is the last year, I thought.
Yeah.
So he's still playing for peanuts. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And he's right. After what TJ Watt got, come on.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, no, Jerry. Don't fuck around and let him go to Pittsburgh too next year.
Damn, man. Yo.
TJ Watt is a beast too, but he's not better than Micah.
No.
Yeah. Do not, under no circumstances, bring up the Pittsburgh Steelers because next year we're gonna be having the same conversation about your boy getting fired.
Man.
and y'all know it.
Leave Coach Mike alone, man.
He's
Coach
getting
Mike
fired
is
next year for
Coach
sure.
Mike's a national treasure. Leave him alone.
This is why he's going to change his legacy this year. Because guess what? I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'm saying it right now on the Start Foul podcast here today that the Pittsburgh Steelers are only going to win 8 games, and he's going to lose his winning record thing and get fired at the end of the next season.
He's going to have coverage. You know why? Because they're going to blame it on Aaron like they should. That waste of space.
Oh, my.
This man
Aaron going to get up there with
Mike's
his
downfall.
I'm not saying it was downfall, bro. I'm being realistic.
I'm being realistic too.
You've been being negatively optimistic in this man getting fired.
Because he should be.
Yes, for as long as you've been on this show, boy.
The reality is that the man should be fired. That's just the reality of the situation here.
And fill him with who? Again, this is an organization. This is an organization that had 4, maybe 5 head coaches in their entire history. They showed you that they have a level of excellence when it comes to coaching.
This coach.
Why be like everybody else and hit the coaching carousel?
Y'all want to be
and then run them in, run them out, run them in, run them out. When this guy has been giving you consistency,
consistent losing.
It's competitive football every year.
Oh
No matter what roster they give him. Get rid of GMs, get rid of presidents, change the scouts. He also has a coaching carousel. He got new coordinators every year. He's losing coaches. But he had Kenny Pickett and a bunch of McDonald's managers wearing the quarterback jerseys for a hot minute, and still was made those teams competitive.
So let's go back to the Cowboys preview. The Cowboys, we talk shit about not winning Super Bowls and all of that shit.
I know, but the Steelers have won the Super Bowl during the HD era, man.
I'm just saying, if competitive is enough, let's not act like the 5 years under McCarthy and the years after he left, we're not competitive for the Cowboys. The Cowboys won 7 games and didn't have Dak Prescott. If Dak Prescott would have played the full season, the Cowboys would have won 9 games here. They would have had a winning season.
I get it, but how many Super Bowls have the Cowboys been in since 1993? Oh, my bad. How many NFC championships have they been in since 95? Right? Now, how many Super Bowls has Pittsburgh played in the last 20 years? Last 15 years?
You said competitive. Cowboys are competitive. They won 12 games during the season. That's competitive football.
It's time to move the topic, baby.
Oh, my God.
It's time to slide on, man. It's the Cowboys, man.
Yeah, it's the Steelers too. Yeah, right.
The Steelers got chips, man. They got chips in our adulthood. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, if y'all want to say that Mike Tomlin is good coach, whatever, I ain't saying he's a bad coach. What I'm saying is that he had his seat was hot last year, and now he's done nothing to make the coolest seat off. He signed Aaron Rodgers. That's not gonna get him to a Super Bowl.
Well,
so
who's been his quarterback? Who's been his quarterback?
All right, just mark my word. We're gonna be here next year. At the end of the season, we're gonna be talking about them being 8-9, having his first losing record ever, and I want to see if y'all want to keep him at that point.
I would put that on Aaron
Rodgers.
All right. Who's his quarterback?
But not even that, Jamal. Again, what did Tyrone just say? His first losing season,
right?
And you want to fire him because the man had his first losing season in fucking 18, almost 19 years in the NFL.
Yeah, because the only reason why he ain't fired is because he's hanging his hat on another
Negro, your fucking team would unalive somebody to have at least that ounce of consistency.
This dude likes the racial slurs. I forgot.
Consistency. Consistency is another word for losing. Okay, that's all it is. It's another word for losing.
Like a Ron Rivera. Got it.
I'm just saying that if somebody's been hanging their hat their whole career on one thing and that thing is going, what he gonna have to hang his hat on? He gonna be hanging his hat at his house where he gonna be at.
He has.
Somebody hires him.
Right now, he's currently hanging his hat on. I've never had a losing season, and I'm a Super Bowl champion.
And he's not going to have that losing season hat to hang it on at the end of this season. They're going 8-9.
Super
Again,
Bowls are
you
hard
pray-
to get,
you
bro.
pray
How
on
many
his
coaches have Super
downfall.
Bowls? How many coaches have multiple Super Bowls, man?
We've answered this question multiple times on here already.
Mhm.
You pray and
Listen,
pray on
how
his
many coaches-
downfall.
How many coaches had 18 years worth of tries to get one, bro? Like, what are you talking about here?
That's
He
good.
had
That's
18
positive
years.
consistency.
And he
That's what-
won one. But he won one. And never
Nah,
and still again, never
Nah.
had a losing fucking season.
Not enough.
Never had a losing season.
Like I said, man, y'all have a different standard than me. Y'all like me.
Yeah, no, we don't. You like the Commanders, man.
Y'all like
Nigga,
the
That's a good standard. No, we don't. You talking about
Nigga,
different standard?
Hold on. Just because I'm a
Oh,
loyal
yeah.
fan, just because I'm a loyal fan to the team, don't mean that that's the standard. The Commanders ain't the standard. I don't like the standard. I'm just a loyal fan. I'm just not going to jump ship because they lose it. But if you ask me, the Commanders are losers too. They don't meet my standard. Remember, I come from Laker Nation. Okay,
Oh,
my
man.
standards are way high.
Oh
Okay?
man.
I don't like
Your-
mediocrity neither.
Your argument is so faulty, boy.
It's not faulty, bro. It's facts. I'm
Like,
not
yo,
the
I
only
just-
one who's saying this.
We just need somebody
Okay.
just need to knock the shovel out your hand, man. Because damn, it's going deeper and deeper. All right, so
I
yeah,
stand on it.
you're a Lakers fan, high standards, got it.
Right.
Mm.
I'm just not going to jump ship because my team don't meet my standard of excellence. But I ain't going to sit here and praise them and talk about them. Y'all don't hear me praise the Commanders. I barely talk about them until they started winning.
I'm doing this right now. I'm looking up how many head coaches did the Commanders have since 2007.
We had
I'm
27
trying to look that up
quarterbacks.
right now. I'm looking.
Are you're saying that's part of the reason that you had 27 quarterbacks?
Listen. How y'all jumping on? We ain't talking
You're
about
not answering
Pittsburgh.
my
Y'all going to
questions,
jump on the
Ty.
Commanders.
You ain't answering my questions.
The Commanders did not meet the standard, right? They didn't meet the
I
standard
asked
for
you.
quarter.
Is them having the 27 quarterbacks part of the reason of their mediocrity?
Why? Let me ask you a question. Why did they have 20? Why did they have 27 quarterbacks? They had 27 quarterbacks because Kirk Cousins and whoever else just wasn't cutting it. And
Listen.
Washington was man enough to say, "Hey, you're just not good enough, and you got to go." And that's why Washington had
Y'all
two
went
coaches
through.
too.
Y'all went through 7 coaches
Yes,
since 2007.
yes, because we don't like mediocrity.
7.
That's why.
Pittsburgh
Because we
Steelers.
replaced guys that
don't like
lose.
the build
Steelers.
either.
1. Exactly.
Yeah, because we replaced losers. That's why. It's just we've never got a winner.
So replacing losers. Kurt brought it up. Terry McLaurin don't even want to be there.
Man, look.
That's fake. That's fake news.
Fake. Yo, I knew,
Like that.
I knew you,
Like
yo, you
that.
can get a job at Fox, boy.
Terry McLaurin don't want to be there. He don't want to. He's talking about he don't want to be there because all players try to use that leverage. Oh, if I don't get my contract, I want. That's been through the history. Kobe did it. He did not want to leave LA, but he threatened to go to Chicago too if the Lakers didn't help him out. All players always
I don't
use
know,
that.
Ty.
I don't want to be here. I want to be traded. That's a ploy.
I think you're a graduate of the Emmanuel Acho School of Cognitive Dissonance, man.
Y'all just listen. Y'all just don't want to keep it 100, man. Y'all just don't want to keep it 100.
Robert Griffin the school. Robert Griffin the third's school of
Do not
school of cognitive dissonance.
come on. See that? Now that's unfair to link me with that guy. After the things that he's been doing, you can't do that.
Oh shit! God damn it! But speaking of mediocrity, speaking of losing, I don't know what else we had, but we gotta go. We gotta stay in the city of Philadelphia, Tyrone. Actually, right neighboring Delaware. What is good, Jamal, with and what is good with this Dr. Umar situation, man?
Oh, so yeah, so Dr. Umar, what was it? It was a bank error, and they accidentally locked up his accounts. So if you can, you know, send him some
Allegedly.
cash app or something, so he can get himself something to eat and and pay his lawyers to rescue his funds. But it's a bank error. It's a bank error. So all them funds that he's been collecting for the school, I guess, all these years is right now locked up. So I don't know if you could find it in the kindness of your heart, anybody, to help him out and send him a Venmo or a Cash App or something. But I don't know. I if you got a school, if you own a building, if you have a property, that's a valuable asset that can be used as collateral. So I don't understand what's happening there. Um, you gotta let me know, Oh.
Hey, your guess is as good as mine, man. The So the school, how long has it been since he said he's trying to open the school up, man? About as
At
long as
least since 2010.
Mm.
okay. See,
The
I was
the the
about to say
command
about
the
as long.
commanders went through about 5 coaches in that time.
Mm-hmm. Van Wyck still was in construction. Shit, Jesus Christ, and you just collecting this money, huh? Man, yo, see, I don't know, man. I don't have a. I'm glad I've never contributed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here looking crazy like some of these people. Um, yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's I got no words for Dr. Umar, man.
I
Um,
don't know. I don't know if y'all been following this saga as long as I have, but I've been watching. I've been tracking this shit uh casually and sometimes actively because shouts out to the good brother Lennon Honor, who this guy has been chronicling the life and times of Dr. Umar pretty much on like a daily basis. Like so much so that like this dude is doing like 3 to 5 hour freaking lives on YouTube, all covering this dude's history with receipts. And yeah, it's been at least since 2010 that he's been talking about the school. And what's sad is it's just like even like you got to give props to Flat Earth Jamal with his podcast and stuff when he was a guest on there a few years back, and he described to him how his father-in-law opened up a school with like just a trailer, with like just a couple trailers, and then was eventually able to expand it and get it into buildings. But I've always commended what Umar was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? But and what's that saying of like you shoot for the stars or whatever and hope you land on the moon or land back on Earth or something, some shit like that, whatever. Like he shot high. I don't remember what the saying is, but he shot high. Cool. But like again, watching through Lennon Honor and watching the process, like there was a time he was asking for like HVAC people to help out in installing HVAC and doing painting and stuff like that. And Lennon Honor was pulling receipts of, and even had the people who was reaching out to Umar saying, "Yo, I will offer, like I'll offer my services to you for a small fee or whatever, small fee, like fractions of what they would charge everybody else." He was saying no because this nigga was looking for like free work at the time. He was looking for free work. I gotta say, like to fast forward some, like I don't know how many paint days that this brother had, like getting people to come volunteer to paint inside, and but still, like the countless amounts of money that
uh,
this dude had to have raised several millions over the years. this school should have been open. This school should have been open. I remember at least 2 or 3 years ago on this platform, like I said, like, yo, I want to drive by this school in Delaware just to see that it's still not open before he even put the sign on it. All he had was the painted rock outside. Like, and now what he's going through is the state of Delaware is in the process of taking them buildings back and putting them up for auction because he's in debt about $30-something thousand in like some unpaid fees or whatever. And he was alleging that like he didn't get no notices about it. Nobody told him about it, yada, yada, yada. And like Jamal said, allegedly his account was frozen because of a bank error. Like, what the fuck is good?
Here's where I'm utterly confused, because before the school talk, I was seeing Dr. Umar on social media, and supposedly he was getting all these views and he was making social media money. Before all the school stuff, my man was killing it on the social medias. Number one, he had a huge following in the Black community, he had a huge following in the spiritual community, the woke people. I mean, like, he had a ridiculous following. People were already sending in donations and stuff like that. Plus, he's a practicing child psychologist, has a degree in that, and was still practicing. And because he was a big name, I'm assuming to myself, I don't know personally, but I'm assuming that he was charging that Dr. Phil money for a child to be under his care or something like that.
He allegedly gets like 10 grand in appearance, and the man tours the world doing speaking engagements.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting to. He gets like anywhere from 5 to 10 grand for appearances. He's been traveling the world making all of that money, and that's aside from all of the fundraising that he was doing for this school. So which accounts is frozen? Is it the business accounts, the LLC accounts for the school? Is it his personal accounts? I don't understand, because for him to say that the schools are going to be taken away and all of this that he's been doing for the past 15 years and everything that he's been doing and all of his career buildup is going to end over 35 grand? That don't make no sense, bro.
Some ain't right. It doesn't sound like mismanagement. It just sounds like, I mean, what everyone here is thinking. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound like, you know, because why you can't put up your own money after you said all that? You know, forget donations and all of that. You get money. Yeah. So how come you're $30,000 in arrears and nah.
Gifts.
But that's what I'm saying. This man don't got 35 grand. And the other funny part is that since he's been on, and since he's been saying that his account's been frozen, and since he's been talking about all of this, and it's all over 35 grand, I'm not understanding why he hasn't, even if it's all bullshit, whatever, by now he should have 35 grand worth of contributions. I don't know how he does it. He has a huge following. So if everybody that follows him gave him $1, he should have had that 35 grand already.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, he better find himself a snow bunny with money to bail his ass out.
Word.
Jamal, I'm just thinking about this, right? This man supposedly has millions of people across the country that follow him, that comment, that praise him. He's Dr. Umar, he's this, that, and this, that. And this was like 2 weeks ago. And he was begging for donations, contributions. The school is going to be shut down. They taking all my stuff. The bank is frozen. The errors. And his own followers don't believe him, because in 2 weeks, he should have definitely had 35 grand in those contributions. Like, how did he not get that?
I don't know, but followers. How are they going to shut down the school that's not open?
Yeah. Does he have a GoFundMe? Does he have a GoFundMe account?
Well, here's the other craziness about it. So it's a bank error, right? It's a bank error. So if it's an error, eventually, whenever that day comes, it's going to be corrected, right?
Correct.
So are you keeping track of all the people who made the donations? Because once they correct that bank error, you giving that money back?
Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying, because if it's a bank error and you don't really need the money, then all these people that get the donations, when the bank error is cleared up, you're going to get all your money back. And now and now that's it. Oh, they just donated to the school, they helped you out, and it's cool. And now you back on top. You gonna keep all them people money?
Man, he's building a school, a specialized school, damn near charter school. He didn't qualify for no grants or anything like that?
Or
Anything legitimate?
Or better yet, I say this all the time about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I say this all the time. All the time when I talk about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I say Stark Industries is a $1 billion company. So for all these Marvel superheroes and for all these stars and for all of these people in that universe, how come when they all go broke, Spider-Man can't pay his rent and all that shit? Why can't they call Stark Industries and get a couple dollars? And that's the same way I feel about him. If you were in the black community, why you can't call Tyler Perry and get $35,000? Like you pro black,
when
you building a school. You know what I mean?
Dude,
when you've done,
but when you're
go
out
ahead.
there, when you're out there though, that like he was bashing people like LeBron James, like
Yeah.
give me money, things like that, give me money. And Jamal, to your point of why couldn't he go get a legit thing, it's because he specifically wanted this to come from black people, which is cool. But don't be out there bashing, right? Like don't be out there bashing. Don't be out there bashing freaking, black millionaires and billionaires and stuff like that who aren't giving money to your vision. When again, yes, LeBron is a multimillionaire. LeBron put up a school faster than you did,
He built a school.
and you've been
right.
sitting. You've had this money. Like it's like don't play us like a fool to our faces. It's like we know, even when not in your accounts, you've had this money, brother. Like this one way or another, you had this money, but yet you're flexing on Instagram in Japanese bathhouses and shit.
Fuck
Like
all that.
You're
Fuck all that.
you're flexing it all over the place.
Fuck all that. My problem is just give us the real number. Just give us the real number of what you need. Okay? Because I think in my head, I'm thinking that he's embarrassed by this whole situation, and he throwing $35,000 out there in hopes that he might get $200,000 worth of donations or whatever. He's hoping that all of his people that he asking to donate would donate, because $35,000 can't be the number. Because if you're telling me that your life's work is going to go to shit for $35,000, and you are this guy who is a community black guy and had all these followers and all this following, and you a big name guy, and you can't get $35,000, that's astonishing to me. So that ain't the number. That ain't the number.
State governments go after people for less and will take shit from you for less.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm saying that the number is too low for me to believe that he can't get it. Something's wrong, because ain't no way. It's like you can't get $35,000 from a millionaire, and I ain't talking about the people that he classed like LeBron and stuff like that. But I'm talking about people that that's millionaires we don't know about, businessmen.
I understand what you're saying. But again, there are people on YouTube right now. There was one that I recently seen, a TikTok, and it's on YouTube, where it was a guy who is a teacher in a school in DC who was pretty much stating like how he felt like he got conned because he gave thousands of dollars to Umar in donating, and this guy is just a teacher, but he believed in his vision. And it's also, where the fuck did this money go? Because why is nothing open right now? How are you complaining about this right now? Lennon Honor just did a whole thing. There's a whole video, hour plus video of an interview he did with this woman who donated $2,000 in a check, handed it to him, and did a movie about, or had this dude in a movie. And now allegedly this guy is trying to sue her for like $500,000 over some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But hold on, I want to play this funny ass video from this dude.
Peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and scam African. Peace and Pan-Africanism. This is your big brother, Dr. Umar, Ifatunde, Ogun Tade, Osun Aswe. I'm getting tired of people calling me about them goddamn donations. The school is closed and will not be opening due to ghosts being in the building. I think the ghost of Harriet Tubman has haunted the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. I'm under a lot of pressure.
How did I lose it? Is it still playing? Oh man.
Nah.
God damn it. It just said it just
But here,
God man.
here's what
Damn
I'm
it. It was this shit. Go watch that dude's videos, yo. This shit's hilarious when he does this shit.
so for me, I'm thinking in my head right now, and this is me, and I may sound crazy, but for me right now, if I was a millionaire right now, if I had millions and millions of dollars, I would literally give Umar $100,000 right now out of my own money, because $100,000 to somebody like a Jerry Jones, somebody like a billionaire, millionaire, big time guy like a Jay-Z or something, that ain't much, right? So for me, if I was a lister right now and I had millions of dollars, I would give Dr. Umar $100,000, because just think about this: if somebody gives him 100 grand, they shut this whole thing down. The jig is up. He's saying it's $35,000. If I give him 100 grand and that school and everything's not right, everything's not squared away, everything's not done, then we'll know for sure 100% that there's some bullshit going on. So for me, if I was a black millionaire, I would make him lay
But
them cards out on that table.
Tyrone, it shouldn't need a donation of that size to prove what has already been proven, is the point. Because again, for how many fucking years now you've been asking for donations? It's cool, my sister, that thank you for giving 10. I'm sure it was hard for you to even give that 10, but next time make it 20. Nigga, he's been and it for respectfully, it bothers me to even say that like that, because I wanted to see this guy's thing come to fruition. I wanted to believe what is shown to be the BS that he's been given over the years. I wanted to see him try to prove us people wrong. And for years, how many I want, what I would say, besides having like you said, it's a good idea, but whoever that millionaire would be, you would have to put stipulations on it. If you're going to give that much money, you're going to put stipulations on it, open in the air across the internets for everybody to see. Now that puts the pressure on you.
Well,
Not just my Cash App, donate to the Cash App, PayPal. As he said, PayPal. But his Cash App got shut down, I think, a few years ago behind this scam and shit.
Well, that's
Shit
why
like
I said,
that. Like, yo,
that's why I said 100 grand. You said you need 35 grand to clear up the building. So that's number one. So you take that 35 grand to clear up the building. You said that the school, some kids broke into the school and vandalized it. So you take another 20 grand, clean up the vandalization. And then you got $50,000 left to work with to get the building open. And so that's why I said 100 grand, we should be rocking and socking. Maybe not this school year, but we should definitely have classes starting the following September if you got that 100 grand. Plus your bank error would also be over and cleared up. So that would be fundamental funds and assets and everything else to say. If this school ain't open next year, now this guy's gotta stop talking. He's gotta get off the net.
What you're missing too is that he's also waiting for somebody to come along and rescue him that has access to a crane, because his HVAC still isn't installed.
Get a crane?
Like he said it. He's like, I got it in the storage unit right now. Serious, I'll tell you where it is, and we go get it and install it. Just give me the numbers. Hopefully it costs this, yada yada yada. And it's just like, yo, like, I'm sorry, yo. For the almost 15 plus years, probably longer, that he's been looking for, you've had this money. You can't tell us otherwise. Like you can't tell us otherwise. You've had this money, and then now all of a sudden, because the state of Delaware is coming to you for money that has been owed. I don't believe that this dude didn't not know that he owed this money. That's why he's putting the whole thing of my accounts are frozen is out there now. How? Like, the problem is just, and I wanted to ask you this, Tyrone, but the problem is just you haven't been trustworthy. But with that being said, like how respected is he? He's from Philly. Like how respected is he in Philadelphia? I mean,
Ve-
overall, like even to this day.
let me tell you about Philadelphia, okay? Philadelphia is a city that has pride and bullshit. And that's what they've always been. They've been a city that takes a lot of pride in bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And so for them to be that kind of city for taking pride in bullshit, they've hitched their hat to this man. The prime example is we got a statue in Philadelphia of a fictional character. Rocky is not real. And we have a statue of Rocky in our city because Philadelphia has to have something to hold on to. They have to have something to hold on to. They hold on to the Liberty Bell. They hold on to the Declaration of Independence. They hold on to being the first state and all of that stuff, or first city, all that stuff they hold on to. They hold on to
Hold
Rocky.
on to the Super Bowl champions.
And they hold on, well, yeah, whatever. And they hold on to Dr. Umar. So yeah, he's got a lot of respect in Philly because he's Philly's guy. He's the black guy that Philly can lean on. Oh, we got all these murderers, all these drug dealers. All Philly's a bad city, but we got Dr. Umar, and they cling to it and they hold on to it. And like I said, they just clutch the bullshit. So yeah, he's got a lot of respect in Philly. He's like one of the guys that we hang our hats on, so to speak. And that's just how it is. So if Umar comes to Philly, he can do no wrong, bro. He's like, that's why I said I don't understand why he can't get 35,000 because Philly loves him. You know what I mean?
And that's what I was gonna then turn and ask. So if they have all this love for this dude, why is he not grifting in his own city, Jamal? Maybe because they know the bullshit.
Yeah. That was probably his testing ground. So, he got to find some new clients, man, who's not familiar with the pitch.
Listen, they know the bullshit. They just don't want the rest of the world to know the bullshit. So yeah, they cling on to it, but you ain't doing it here. You know what I mean? Like, we already know it's bullshit, but we gonna let everybody else believe it, and we gonna cling on to it, but don't try it over here. You know what I mean? Like. And that's just what it is. But my other thing too is like he's supposed to be this prominent dude, and I think that he has delusions of grandeur too, a real bad. Because for me to think like if you're so prominent, then there's no way for me to believe that you can't find prominent, wealthy black people to say, "Hey, listen, come on with me, help me get this school started, help me get this school funded." Like there's black millionaires out here that you can talk to, that you can go and say, hey, these people that are hiring him for these speaking engagements, he hasn't made no connections to where $35,000 would disrupt his whole thing. Like, I don't understand all these years of you being this guy and you haven't made enough connections with wealthy black people, pro-black people that want this school open.
But that's the thing, though. I think he has over the years. That's my thing. I think he has over the years, but the problem is you haven't produced.
And out him.
You haven't produced.
Why is nobody outing this guy like for real outing him? Because we can sit here and talk all the shit we want. We all speculation. All these people that talk shit about him is speculation. I need the guy who can sit up here and say, I was in business with Omar for these schools. And everything that he was telling me was bullshit. Like, give us the story. I want to put it on Netflix. Call Netflix up and get a Umar documentary going.
Call Lennon Honor. Because again, this dude's got documentary length videos in parts all over his YouTube. And again, the dude has the receipts. Like he gets the legit receipts from people who've been involved, people who've given them money, the actual legal documents that are accessible to everybody. Like this shit is out there. This shit is out there, Jamal. It's like I don't know. And again, to me, I could understand why nobody would want to hitch their wagon to him right now.
Either his sales pitch or people looked at the details of his business plan and was like, this shit is whack. It is not going to work. He'd be off too. So But there's definitely an element that we don't know about. But it's not like he's gonna have to clear that up because it's not looking good for him. It's not looking good for him. So, how long has this whole school project been going on now? Anybody know? Got an idea how many years?
Like I said, at least at minimum since 2010.
Yeah, that's too long, fam.
At
The other,
minimum.
my other thing
Yeah, they
is
got
like,
that.
who asked you? Who asked you to do that? You know what I mean? Like, who asked you to open up a school? Who asked you to be this guy? Like, you brought all this upon yourself, and you brought it upon yourself, and you talked about all of these corrupt people, all of these bad people, and like you said, you talked about LeBron, you talked about all these people, and you put something on yourself that you evidently had an inability to do. And you didn't have to do none of that. You had a following. You had, like I said, before the school shit started, he had a big following. He was doing his thing. He's got a psychology degree. He was helping out black folks, with the psychology degree and the following. And he was teaching life lessons on his YouTube page. And people was teaching life lessons. He had a book out that it was selling for $900, but he had a book out that sold out that was supposed to be a book to help black people and advance black people. You didn't have to step it up a notch. You could have just stayed where you was at, know your role, read the room, and kept it moving, bro.
Well, I'm not mad at him because you should say who asked him. Probably nobody asked him. He was trying to fill a need and a necessity, in my opinion, of the lack of teaching actual Black history. Now, again, you got to look at you want to look at the messenger in this case, but we already know within this country the lack of Black history, and especially the times we're in now, the way that they're trying to erase Black history and things like that. Like a school like his would be necessary for our people. It would be. It would be. But it's the messenger. It's the person behind it all that makes it look bad. I don't want to say it makes us look bad because it's not making me look bad as a whole. I'm already done with school and all of that stuff. Plus, for his school, I don't have Black boys. I only have girls. So we couldn't even go to his school if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't even go to his school. But the need for the level of education is there. But it's the person. Again, you can't be out here slandering millionaire Black folks who found their way to earn their money into giving you money for some shit that you've gotten the donations for years ago.
Okay.
Like, is this been a more or less, are you truly trying to teach the youth, or is this a get rich quick scheme? Or fund you for years? Like, how come he couldn't? I don't think he's practiced under his license, if he even still has his licenses. I don't even think he's been able to practice. You know what I'm saying? In years. He said his school shit, like I'm sure he probably got kicked out of a bunch of these schools. Not that he moved on to pursue these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, how come you didn't go take a job back in one of these schools to build your cachet? That's what most people who want to start something do. Well, you go and build your own shit.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say he's got a doctorate. He gets paid to go do all these speaking engagements. He's been online for years talking about Black history and knowing our history and all and things like that. And I'm just like, why didn't he ever just go to one of these HBCUs or a church community center or anywhere and say, hey, listen, I'm Dr. Umar. I'm giving a history class. It don't got to be a whole school. I'm giving a Black history class, and students that come to this school can choose to take my course in Black history. And then we would have been then the school would have seemed more legit. He would at least have a ground to stand on and say, hey, Dr. Umar has been teaching Black history at this HBCU college for 10 years now. So he would have had more legitimacy to the whole school thing, but he didn't. So it's like, if your whole goal was to teach Black history to youth, You didn't have to build a school to do that. You could have did that in the church basement. You could have did that. You could have got a job at a school, or you can have volunteered and offered a free class
Oh no, Ty.
at a black college.
I don't know if anybody was thinking
maybe the schools don't
giving
want to
money
be
to run the
affiliated with them.
school in a church basement, but
Not run a school, but you can have a Black History. Yo, they have Bible study and all kinds of classes in the church basements. Dr. Umar could have found a church and said, "Hey, I'm put up flyers and said, I'm Dr. Umar. I'm teaching Black History class in this church basement. It's 2 classes a week." People would have showed up. People would have came down there with their little church fans and listened to him teach them Black history.
yeah, man. I don't think anybody ever had a problem with his idea, his premise. It's the follow through, man. And he may not have the business acumen and may have got himself in too deep, and his ego refuses to let him say, "Okay, I need some help, or I fuck this up, or I need some business expertise." There's a lot that goes into that than just the idea. The idea is the easy part. It's the legalities and setting up, the actual program and the follow through.
You learn that you done fucked up. Year 1, year 2, year 3. You don't still be fucked up year 15, bro.
Yeah, man.
After the first year, trying to get off the board.
Listen. People still continuously give him money though in year 15. So it's like okay, yeah, I'm down bad, but I'm gonna keep this show going because the money's still coming in.
At least he got to pay his personal bills too,
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all saying that he's living? He's
got to pay for Mama Ifatunde also.
Hey, wait. So correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that that Dr. Umar lived in the 10 and ate off the land. That's not true.
That don't sound true not one bit.
You took one look at him. Do he look like eating off the land?
Yo, this nigga recently put out, because he's in these financial troubles, he put out a video saying $500 donation for the ladies, because you got to say it in 3s when you're Dr. Umar. If he says it in 2s, watch out. But if he says it in 3s, he means it. For the ladies. $500 donation, and you get a free lunch date with me.
Oh.
For $500. For that. All right. This makes as much sense as when my super said on the phone with me and somebody else, "All right, I need y'all two to coordinate having this guy come to this garage." We are on the phone coordinating already. Nigga, if I'm paying you $500, the dinner ain't free. The date ain't free. The woman just paid for it.
Yeah.
Ain't that prostitution?
Like, hey, he's got to whore himself. He's been whoring himself for how long now? Let's just keep it
definitely
real.
pimping himself.
You want to say prostitution?
But let's be clear. That's a genius idea, because a lot of these young women right now, have big social media presences, right? And they love social media, and they want followers, they want videos. Can you imagine a woman sitting down at lunch with Dr. Umar and being able to say, "Hey, I'm going to put this on my social media for her views and her clicks and her likes"? You got a lot of women that's willing to pay $500 for that, bro.
And right now, that is not the look I don't think anybody on social media wants. I know, Tyrone, you do something strange for a piece of change.
Yeah.
That ain't it, nigga. That ain't it.
I would think that a lot of women out here would eat that up. I would think that a lot of women out here would eat that up.
Like Curtis says, he'll probably make her pay for the actual meal as well. Nigga, the money is coming out the $500 she gives.
Yeah.
The money is coming out the $500 she gives. And he said the restaurant of your choosing, like, so all right, so now we going to Nobu and running the bill up to $2,000. You sure you got it? I thought your accounts were frozen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that I'm surprised that women ain't jump on that. You'd be surprised these women are desperate for social media, bro. A lot of them. So I would think that if they said, "Hey, can I post our lunch?" I would think that $500 would be worth it for a lot of these women to jump on that, though.
And see, all right, what you said before now makes more sense in this scenario. Pay the $500, get this free dinner date, lunch date, whatever it is. Get the rights to post this on social media. Then see what happens.
Hey,
This
you know
makes
what though?
this makes more sense than your $100,000 idea.
You know it'd be real
This
funny
makes
though.
more sense.
You know it'd be real funny though if one of these women paid for the $500, right? Got the lunch date, asked for the rights to post it on social media, and then put on their Lois Lane hat and start asking my man the tough questions.
That would be fire, or like Kurt said, and then he probably dropping the raw wang that night. Oh man! But enough bashing this dude. The last time you had Tyrone, besides the fuck Jake Paul fight, fuck all of that shit.
What?
Because we've been laughing so much. The Cameron Omar Gooding drama.
Hey man, I don't understand. I know that Omar Gooding, and I know that maybe it's the whole brother thing, and it's the whole I've been in my brother's shadow, and he never got to the height of stardom that Cuba got to, or whatever. I understand that. I get that. Whatever the case may be, but for this dude crashed out over Cameron, calling him Omar Gooding Jr. And he's just been continuing to crash out about that for years. That happened years ago. And Omar is just crashing out on that. And Cameron thinks it's funny because it is. It's funny. It's like, dude, I misspoke your name because usually when you say Gooding Jr. just flows after that. And I'm like, Omar, why are you so mad, bro? But he was legit mad. And so he went on his rampage. And he started rapping, and now Cameron is playing Petty Betty, and I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it.
Dude, first and foremost, so yeah, like you said, the whole drama is because he gets called Omar Gooding Jr. Like, yo, we all fucked up before in the past and called him Omar Gooding Jr. We all was shaking his head like, yup. We've all fucked up and called him Omar Gooding Jr. by accident all the time. But the diss records that this man is cutting, son can actually rap.
I heard it was pretty good.
Son, I've heard one of them. He was rapping. Like, he actually had Cam saying, like, yo, the joints is actually all right. Like, they actually Son can rap. But holy shit. See, now, this is where, like, for Omar Gooding's sake, like, I think he's winning this whole thing. Because, okay, so the other side of the petty is Cam paid him, I think, $3,500 to be in a movie that Cam is never releasing. And then played the video of him signing the contract and all of that stuff. And he was all, dude took his shirt off, like, why you got your titties out and all that. Like, funny. Cam has been funny with the shit. And then Omar keeps coming with a diss track, another diss track. But you paid Omar Gooding money and pretty much paid for a trip to Miami for nothing. For nothing. You paid this dude for nothing just to make fun of him. But in my opinion, it doesn't look like he's losing in my book because he got paid, got a free trip to Miami, and $3,500 just to be the butt of your joke, all while also dropping fire diss tracks against you from a person who's not a rapper. There's no true loser in this. Omar Gooding is winning, in my opinion. But the
Well,
shit's a laugh. So
Yo, it's the level of pettiness, man. I told you, boy. It make 50 laugh because that's something I would expect him to do. But you see, Cameron. I mean, I gotta hear the diss tracks myself because to me, if Cam comes out with a response, he already lost. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. So it's like, that's like Nas coming out with a diss track for Jim Jones. He's not gonna do it.
no, man.
You know, he's not gonna do it, man. So I don't know. I mean, it's the whole thing is funny. Every now and again, you know, I go on the gram and check it out or whatever the case is. So I mean, it's I don't know. I'm about to see what Junior gonna do next, man.
Don't say Junior. Oh, you gonna be in the diss track. Don't say Junior. But here's my thing. I agree with Dan. Cam didn't win on that because you paid a man to do something he normally does. You paid him more than his going rate. His going rate, they said, was like, he said he usually gets like $1,500 for one day of filming. So you paid him more than his going rate to come and film a scene for a movie that's not coming out. And Omar said, I film scenes for movies that's not coming out all the time. That's part of acting. Sometimes you film a scene and the movie loses budget or whatever, and the movie never comes out. So he said that wasn't funny. He said they wanted him to do jumping. He said he wasn't embarrassed because he takes his shirt off anyway. He don't care about his little man titties. He said he wasn't embarrassed by it. He said they wanted him to do jumping jacks, but he said he ain't doing jumping jacks, but he'll do push-ups. He did push-ups. He got his money. He got a trip to Miami. Like, he did not care. But then it's kind of like he did care because the very next day, my man was back on wax. He was back on wax the next day trying to kill Cam. And he's a good rapper. You can tell that he's been practicing. You can tell that he understands how to flow. He understands rhyme scheme and stuff like that. The problem is he needs some production because the beats sound like he's remember that game Def Jam Vendetta? Like the fighting game? Yeah, the beats sound like he just sampled some Def Jam Vendetta beats and rapped on them. So if he stepped his beats up, you know, get some good production, he might actually be fucking with Cam a little bit. The other thing is, I disagree with you. I think that because it's so funny, because it's been going on for so long, and because this guy is actually making good diss records about Cam'ron, and Cam'ron is a rapper, I think Cam should just go on wax one time and take him out of here. You know? I think he should do it. What? Oh, Dan's been replaced.
nah, I had to change to the phone because the computer was dying.
Oh, it looked like somebody different was coming on. I was like, wait, because I thought you was there two times. So I thought we had a guest
I
pop up.
removed it. I removed the thing and then changed the name.
Oh.
I said, "Where's the school?" But nah, man, Jamal, like, where have you been at on this shit?
I'm late to it, so I'm being educated right now. I saw a clip of Omar rapping. I was like, oh, this nigga's a rapper now. And then I had to research why he was rapping. I was shocked. I thought, yeah, he's kind of nice. He's not bad. So I don't know the genesis of the whole beef, but yeah, y'all are filling me in, man. So I kind of don't have anything to weigh on it. But the only thing I can say, yeah, the dude's not bad.
I gotta listen to it.
But yeah,
Hold on, Curtis said, can we do a Lisp versus E-Double versus the Lisper versus Cody Rhodes?
I'll do anything strange for some change. So I'm down with whatever y'all do. I'll rap. I'll take my shirt off. Do some jumping jacks, push-ups. I'm in it. I'm all the way in for the bullshit. I'm down with anything. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just disagree with on Nas and Cam'ron and all that. For me, if anybody ever got on a podcast or something that I was doing, something that I took pride in, something that was like my livelihood and claim they was better than me, I'm the type of guy that's got to prove them wrong. I don't care. I'll go for the low hanging fruit or whatever y'all gotta say. I don't care. You're not about to rap. You're not about to be an actor rapping with my name in your mouth, putting out diss records about me, and I'm not gonna get on that wax, bro. That's just I'm doing it because people are saying that Omar is good, so Cam's got to make a diss record to say, "Hey, look, this is what real rappers do. This is how real diss records go. He's out of his league," and I think Cam should do that. But I don't think Cam will do it because Cam wants this to continue. He wants Omar to keep getting into this shit, bro.
Because I want to say, like, what could Cam really say other than Omar Gooding Jr., you had your titties out on camera doing push-ups, and I paid you for a movie that ain't coming out. Like, this track's over.
Yeah.
This track's over. What could he really rap about?
His brother's gonna have to catch some strays. Cuba Gooding Jr. is gonna have to catch some strays.
All right.
Yeah, those are the straight. Those are the. He don't want them strays because he got video out there talking about somebody sucked that baby dick. He don't want that out there.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I saw the video. Omar Gooding got some B cup titties, man. Like he got at least a B cup going on, bro. So that's funny enough as it is. And Cam can also rap about his career. I mean, Omar hasn't had the best acting career. So, I mean, Cam can rap about that. And Omar's raps are good, but if you analyze them and really dig into what he's saying, Cam could probably, like, eat him up. Like, let's just remember, Ether, we call Ether one of the best diss tracks. But all Nas did in Ether is respond to everything that Jay-Z actually said about him. So if Cam just went into the booth and just responded to everything that Omar said about him in the diss tracks, he could come up with something nice, bro.
He could probably come up with something nice, and Cam is a good rapper. He ain't one of the greatest in my opinion. He good.
He got that Rudy, fresh and fruity.
He keep computers putin', son. Forever. But nah, I don't know. This shit is funny though. This shit is hilarious. But yo, to rap though, because this is a real quick. This is because we haven't dove into politics real quick, and we talk about funny and petty. I know the world feels a way about Gavin Newsom, especially people in California. But Jamal, can we not give this man a round of applause and his team for the level of when you go low, we go lower. He has been putting against Donald Trump.
I would vote for that motherfucker tomorrow. I don't give a flying fuck. That dude fights. He understands the mission. He said we have to fight them punch for punch. We can't do this other shit. And it's working because Fox News, all the right-wing websites, they can't stop talking about him. And his team is good. They're killing it. But yeah, I would vote for that motherfucker tomorrow. I would vote for a motherfucker who will fight rather than what these Dems are doing right now. And he's smart, and he's looking for the smoke. That's what I like about him. He's looking for the smoke. He'll go on Fox News and start shit. He'll go right to them and start shit. You know what I mean? And there's nobody else doing that right now. And Trump doesn't know what to do with him. You see, Trump still can't form his lips to say that dude's name right now.
He
I've
just
never
says
seen
Gavin
that dude,
Newscum.
Yeah, without something to say. But so yeah, no, they better take that man's lead. That's how you fight these motherfuckers. That's how you just can't lay down and do that shit. They decided to jerry rig Texas so he said, "Fuck it, we're gonna do it in California." There's your playbook right there.
Yep,
that's it.
That's it right there.
And the best part of all of this, Jamal, and like the Fox News people, all these right-wing pundits and talking heads and all of this stuff, they're now getting mad. Like, why are you acting like this? But when their dear leader does it, it's all nothing.
Boy, man.
But now we need some
Yes, sir.
decorum. Now we need some.
Mhm.
We he shouldn't be out here doing this. No, like Jamal said, at least somebody is showing that they're putting up a fight.
Yes.
Again, ask Californians about Gavin Newsom. They'll tell us the real about him. But in this moment right now, I'm on one of them bandwagons of this is you should be riding with this dude. Now, side
Yes,
note
sir.
of I also think that they should be riding with a Zoran Mamdani too, but we see what these fucking coward Democrats are doing with him.
Yeah.
But
And
this is
that's
the
the whole
pushback.
problem. But
This is the pushback to Trump that he's been needed. He needs a slap. He is throwing a dose of his own medicine back at him, and they don't know how to fucking act right now.
Yeah,
nope.
yeah, like Jamal said, man. Everything he's doing is right out of Trump's playbook, man. You know, and it's to see these guys scrambling and talking shit about, oh, you know, it's you know, like you said, show some decorum, and I'm just sitting there like, yo, really? Like, yo, these dudes, Texas Democrats was scattered across the country for 2 weeks because they didn't want to go through with this. So when they finally had to come back, Gavin Newsom was like, okay, bet this is what we're doing. Okay, we're doing the same thing. You know, so yeah. As far as with Mondani, man, it's kind of sad to see that this go on, man. Like, you know, these guys don't these politicians don't want to back them or don't want to support, you know, show their public support as yet for whatever reason.
Establishment, man. Because
You know,
they all eating from the same well.
Okay.
So and the
yeah,
establishment,
it's
them they don't want to know that. Get that boy in there.
yeah.
And the crazy thing is, Trump is the prototype. Trump is the formula. Trump is the standard for what he's doing.
Yeah.
Okay? Because, and look where Trump got doing it. Trump did all of that and became two-time president of the United States. So what does he got to lose? Y'all
Yeah.
set the standard. Y'all told me what to do. Unrelentless, don't give a fuck, all that. Trump did that, and he's two-time president of the United States. So hey, if you know what I'm saying, it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like, I'm down with
And the
that.
dude is smart. He's articulate. He can fucking
Just like
argue
me.
anything. He can stand on his own. And do I like all those politics? No. Do I like all of anybody's politics? No. But you know what? He's not going to roll over.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. And this dude's his approval rating in California went from like 30-something% to 56% like that when he started doing this.
Wow.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
not laying off the gas. My man watched Bullworth and said, let me go for it.
Everybody is job scared. Everybody is cancel scared. Everybody is scared. And this guy's like, you know what? Trump wasn't scared, and he won. So
Yeah.
Plain and
This dude
simple,
manages
yo.
the fourth largest economy in the world. He ain't finna take that lane down.
Dude, and you say that right there, like this is the point that I wanted to make here is like all these, because now you see, I seen the governor of Kentucky is now talking about trying to redistrict also, do the whole gerrymandering redistricting of his state. Like you're already a red state. What is it really going to do?
That's what they don't understand. All them red states are already gerrymandered to the point where they can't really gain on new seats. All
That's
the
it.
gerrymandering to be done is in blue states. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Really?
And so let them. It's like this. Let them do that. But for me,
Yep.
this is where I personally believe that I wish that these governors did have more power behind this shit. We need to start defunding these fucking West Bubba states. Remember, New York,
Oh, you mean
even
subsidizing
Texas,
them?
New York, Texas. Texas let Texas be your source of income now.
Yeah.
But New York, California, and I forgot the other states out there. There's four of us that pretty much
Jersey, Illinois, Connecticut. Yeah, man.
we need to stop funding these West Bubba states.
Like Alabama,
Plain and
Louisiana, Mississippi.
All of them
those
with the
states
worst
that take more money from the government than they send.
that part. All of them states who, the other thing that we needed to get into, Trump fucking sending in the National Guard. And now I got my two military brothers. I need to know y'all feelings about this shit. Now, y'all were real military, not just National Guard. But the fact that there is American military now roaming streets that these mayors have been making safer. All he's doing now is just sending them into darker areas. And we know what that means.
Yep.
All he's doing, but he's not sending them to, like we just said, the Alabamas, the Arkansas and shit, where the murder rates and the crime rates are the highest in the fucking country.
I'm about to say those are the areas,
Cities,
boy.
baby. Yeah.
Now,
Red state cities.
now I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know what O's military experience was, but I'm going to say 100% from a person who lived in Philadelphia, for a person who has spent some time in the streets, and for a person who has also been in the military, the National Guard is not equipped to handle what they're there for to do. It just so happens that nobody's fucking with them because everybody has this big idea that the big bad army is here, the military is here, and all that. But if those streets wanted to take those National Guardsmen out, they can, because there's nothing. The military is not equipped for that. These dudes are trained for wartime specific situations. They're not trained for nothing that goes on in these inner cities. Okay, they're not
Policing.
trained for nothing that happens in these streets, bro. And so sending them out there, I don't know. I guess the presence is supposed to deter the criminals or supposed to scare them. I don't know what it is, but I'm just saying, if these street dudes say we gonna jump off on them, National Guardsmen who only show up 1 week in a month and don't really train for real, they gonna be in some big ass trouble, bro.
It's not even that. Well, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I'm going to defer to you too. But the bigger point that's being missed with this whole rollout of putting the military in our streets is to take away from the fact that this dude is in the Epstein files. That's it. That's all it's about. It's a distraction.
Yeah, it's a
That's
distraction.
That's all it's about.
Yeah.
That's all it's about. He wants people to stop asking about the releasing these Epstein files.
Correct. I agree with that 100%. I've been saying that. I mentioned it. I mentioned it before in a group a couple of weeks ago that I was in the reserves. I did the reserves about 4 years, and I can tell you, like Lisper mentioned, you meet up for a weekend out of a month, 2 weeks out of a year, and maybe 2-3 times out of the year we pick up a weapon and fire at targets, right? So we never go through any type of urban warfare training and none of that stuff. So I can't speak for National Guard. I am pretty sure that any type of training the National Guard does, it's not extensively. They're not touching urban warfare. They're maybe natural disasters, because this is all unprecedented. It's never happened before. So why would they have to train for it? You know what I'm saying? So you putting the National Guard out there and now giving them weapons, it's gonna be disastrous. But again, like Jamal said, it is a distraction. You look at MSNBC, Ari Melber, man, my guy. Yeah, he's still on this Epstein files, and rightfully so. That's what I'm.
And the best part about the Epstein file shit, it's more of his base that's been crying about this shit.
Yep.
Because to lay it out there, right? Like, they're crying about it not because he's on it. They're crying about it because they want to see the Democrat names. They want to see the celebrity names. They want to see the other 100%. Names. When what they don't realize is Democrats and people who are non-Democrats but want this exposed us independents. We want all of these nasty motherfuckers exposed.
Yep.
That part right there.
They think that we're just going after Trump. No. We want all the nasty motherfuckers exposed. We want all of this evil, all the corrupt. We want it all. Put it all on the table. Just like Tyrone said about the Umar files and the Umar fucking accounts. Like we expose this shit. We
But
want to see this shit.
but we're watching the nonsense play out in real time, man. Because they're already saying now that Ghislaine Maxwell says that, oh, Trump is not, he didn't do anything inappropriate or whatever while he was on the island. And we're like, oh, come on now, like you just got moved to a minimum security prison. We know what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And it's like,
And she got
yo,
immunity.
come on.
She got immunity, and she
But-
got moved to work release. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but once
Come on, we're
again,
not stupid.
once again though, we're not stupid, but it's also based on, we're not stupid because we base this shit on the character of the individual that we're talking about. For instance, if somebody like R. Kelly said, I was at the Diddy parties, and we know the history of R. Kelly, we know his characteristics, we know his moral grounds, we know the kind of person that he is. R. Kelly can't say, I was at the Diddy parties and I didn't do nothing, I didn't know nothing, I'm not part of that, right? But there are people like Marlon Wayans said that he went to some Diddy parties too. But because of the caliber of person that we know Marlon Wayans to be, because of his character and all of that, nobody's talking about Marlon Wayans being at the Diddy parties. So yeah, there are people that went to Epstein Island that if we hear them saying that they were there, we're gonna go, yeah. And if he says, yeah, I didn't do anything wrong, I was there for the party, I left or whatever, that's more believable than somebody who's Donald Trump saying it. It's like, come on, dude, we already know you're disgusting.
It's more believable. Like, yeah, I understand. But also, too, when there are pictures out there of you with young women, when there is the track record of you and the Miss USA pageants and walking in the rooms of these things, when there's people that are still alive saying that you were a part of this shit. This whole administration is going down on they are going to be known as the pedo administration. I just heard the other day that they allowed a guy who was in this country, who was a former IDF soldier, who was charged with having and doing inappropriate things with children. They allowed this motherfucker to walk and go back to fucking Israel.
Wow.
Not with nothing.
That's what I mean. That's what I
This
mean.
is the pedo presidency right now.
And that's what I mean. People are trying to act like we're crucifying people for just being there. And that's not what we're doing. We're basing it on your character and your previous history. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like, so you can't just say, oh, I was there, because that's why they have the Megan's Law. That's why they have these things that put in place to say, if somebody has a history of pedophilia, they can't be in these certain places. That's why somebody who has a history of pedophilia can't go to the playground. So if you have a history of things like that, you can't go to an Epstein party where that shit is happening at. You know what I mean? Like, it's common sense, bro.
It would be common sense, but as we already know, this administration, common sense ain't common. They lie to everybody's faces and expect us to believe this shit. And they're mad because we are just not going along with the get along anymore.
But
this is the reason why they're trying to strip certain histories. This is the reason why there's so many other laws that have been cut down because they just want us to go along with the get along. Fuck that.
And if you watch the whole documentary on Epstein, the government really needed to cover this up, because the first time he got arrested for it, they gave Ghislaine and the teenage girl that was bringing the girls in for him, he made a deal that they all got immunity, and then they gave this man, who's a billionaire, work release when he got to prison. And it's like, they don't want that. They gotta account for that happening too. And that was like 20 years ago, where they could have put an end to Epstein Island back then. So this is a whole lot of fuck up that they don't want to put out there, bro.
100%. And again, Dems are at fault too, because they could have laid the hammer down on this shit well before he ran for president the first time, the second time, the potential third time. This shit could have been done with. but because they don't want to expose names to, like, it's all shenanigans. But
Got
I
everybody in that
love the
shit, man.
generation.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love the generation that we're in because real people are holding all of these motherfuckers accountable. We're not, yes, Trump is the head name because he's the president right now. And yes, he was the one who, it's right in our faces. He ran the closest with Jeffrey Epstein.
And he ran his
He
whole
ran the
campaign
closest.
on
And again, for
on
us,
exposing this fucking file. So you can't walk away from it now.
exactly. And so for us talking about it, it is all alleged. But with all the facts that been in our faces for years, none of us are wrong for assuming anything, like for not anything. We're not wrong for assuming that all these motherfuckers are on the list, and not just on the list, like actually done something. Like they want Bill Clinton so bad. I'm sure that motherfucker probably pulled the skirt up too. But the problem is, again, y'all who was supporting this motherfucker, we want him down too.
Why do you think that
we want all of them down too?
But that's the thing. Why do you think that why are you sure that Bill Clinton probably pulled the skirt up? Because Bill Clinton literally pulled the skirt up. You know what I mean? Like
right. He skeeted on a couple dresses.
Yeah, so
like, you know what I'm saying?
And it's just like this. It's like Donald Trump, your two main this is the thing. The two main people that I know that I associate with Donald Trump as far as like being friends that I know he had, as far as like being main associates of his, are Epstein and Vince McMahon.
Yeah,
so that's your clique. Vince McMahon and Epstein is the two main dudes that I've known that you were friends with.
And what did we hear about Vince McMahon? This motherfucker had a stash of dildos named after wrestlers. This justice for the women. What's her name? Janelle Grant, or justice for Janelle Grant, and then the other women that Vince McMahon that did what he did with. Now, fortunately for Vince, his crimes were against adult women at the time, but we don't know. When you show yourself to be a sexual deviant, now you get exposed to the other shit.
But also too, it's all birds of a feather. Like this is the people you run with.
Yep.
So it's not out of the question of,
it was all running partners, bro.
Yeah, it was all running partners.
Bill, Vince, and Donald and Jeffrey, chilling.
Yep.
Just in a world of no rules, doing what they wanted to do. And so now, there you go.
But again, this is all alleged. Even though information is out there, this is all alleged still.
Yeah. I just want to
and with that being said, I
want to also put out there real quick before we wrap up, man. If y'all haven't had the chance to hit up the Smithsonian, in DC, man, y'all might want to go ahead and do that.
That's the best museum I've ever been to, and it may be biased, but maybe it's biased, but it's fucking the greatest telling of African American history I've ever seen, laid out in the way they laid it out. And it starts from first contact of Europeans going to West Africa up till now, and that museum is crazy. And we probably need a whole show for what he's trying to do to the Smithsonian, but saying it's too woke and all that shit. Yeah. They need to stop take stuff out of slavery. Nigga, die. Just go die somewhere, man. Keep eating at McDonald's or something. But Mark was absolutely right. Just if you haven't been there, I encourage everybody to go, man.
Yeah, I need to get there. I think my wife went with my mother and my sister. Like they used to be there was always like a jazz festival that happened in Maryland down there or DC down there, and they would go for the weekend and then go there too. But I haven't been. I agree with y'all. Maybe we just need to do a Star 5 trip with the families or whatever and go, because we need to get there before this man puts the clamps on it fully.
Yeah.
We need to get there before we
uphill fight with that. But it's fantastic. And spend 2 days. Look at every exhibit, because it literally tells the history of Black people in America in chronological order.
Yeah. I went for 2 days, man, and I didn't hit everything.
Yeah.
I
It's a lot.
heard you need like a week to hit everything.
It's a lot.
Mhm.
But with that being said, Tyrone, start taking us out.
All right. I really enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed the topics, and I know that I host my own show, but when I host my own show, it's buffoonery and stuff, and I like to try to think that this show has a level of sophistication. So I will practice. I will get better with my hosting duties and things of that nature. I'm just used to just going in on my show, and so I will get better with that. And also, I forgot doing my introduction that I found this thing, and it's like a holographic switching of all the different Kobe's, and I just wanted to share that with y'all because this thing is excellent. Like if you turn it, it changes the different Kobe's and stuff. And so I'm gonna find somewhere on my wall for that to go. But that was a good find for me this weekend, and that's all I got. Shout out
Put
to
it in the
TJ.
place of that Lakers belt. Put it in the place of that Lakers belt.
Never. What you mean? Y'all just hating. But anyway,
Dusty
shout
one,
out to
Dusty one.
TJ and shout out and thank you to everybody who watched and who've been in the comments. Jamal?
Shout out to the listeners. Shout out to the folks in the comments. Shout out to the mayor. Shout out to Lisper for holding it down. Shout out for the mayor for providing that space for others to host as well. Appreciate that. Lisper did a great job keeping the topics going. Shout out to TJ. Looking forward to seeing you back next week. My man Big O. Shout out to Hooks Rub. Shout out to, let's say W. I don't got my glasses on. I'm getting old. Shout out. Peace to Ishtar. Peace to Disabled Planets. Peace to Ill Magic.
Yes, sir, man. Another great show in the books. Shout out to the listeners, the viewers, followers. Shout out to my partners. Big shout out to Lisper, man. Yo, you the second best host we have, man. I think you should, continue doing this. You do a great job, man. You got my vote. Keep doing this, man. Nah, man. All jokes aside, man. Shout out to y'all. Can't wait.
Shout out Curtis.
Man. Yes, shout
out to Curtis.
Shout out to Curtis. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Word. And then that note, yeah, big ups to TJ fucking award touring with Muhammad, my man. Shouts out to everybody, all the brothers here on the show. Shouts out to Curtis, is always riding with us every fucking week. Shouts out to the couple other people who bounced in and out and all that. But yeah, no shouts out to Umar till the school opens. No shouts out to Donald Trump. Shouts out to Gavin Newsom, though. Big ups to Gavin Newsom for fighting.
Sure.
At least showing that you're fighting. We'll see what the politics look like on the other side, but at least you slapping back. At least you slapping back and showing the bullies that the bullies are usually the ones that can't fight and don't like to fight. As soon as they get punched in the teeth, they run backwards. So shouts out to you for handling the bullies. 20% off your order at Hooks Rub, 10% off at W using the code STARTING5. And last but not least, J1Con, September 27th, 28th. Blackfinity Gauntlet. We're gonna have some surprise. We're gonna have a big surprise for you. Also, you're gonna get to see finally. I just got it today. We got the big Starting 5 flag to plant finally. So we got something to hang at a fucking convention ground finally. But the shit is huge. It's dope. I found that bitch through Amazon. Like I was actually looking at other places and almost spent close to $100 on the shit. I Googled the shit, went through Amazon, whatever this company is, it was about $35 for this thing. If that. Fire. So I know the Lisper flag is coming soon now because I'll send you the link. It don't hurt to have it. It'll be a dope backdrop.
Yeah.
I'll try to find where I ordered it from.
But I know what you're doing, Dan. I know what you're doing. It's not gonna be a dope backdrop because Kobe back there, bro. Stop trying to hate.
I'm just saying, yo, it's just another piece to add to the joint. You know what I'm saying? Ain't to cover up Kobe and all that, but we could cover that Lakers belt. We could cover that Deadskins belt. We could do that.
Oh,
well, you got the Deadskins covered.
Y'all gonna be hating this belt because it's switching with the Lisper belt for the football season, so it's gonna be
I'm no shade aside. Y'all gonna have a great season this year. Let's just hope Debo can stay healthy. But I could possibly see y'all taking a division from us. Having a longer playoff run, that's a different story. But I could possibly see y'all actually winning the division. No hate, no hate, no hate. And a black quarterback is going to do that for you, mind you. So remember that. And with
We
that
just know
being
the
said,
Giants ain't.
we out. And that's fact. Peace, y'all.